and one for the intelligent as fellas get. Listen, let's settle this, be clear. I can fall back 7 years, still it ain't no one ahead of me. Consider it a blessing if you get to stand next to me. 5-star general, OG veteran, cake like.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Fix that fucking camera angle. Make that shit fucking square. Well, holy shit. You know, I go away for a day and a half to visit my family. I visit my mom up in Rhode Island, and I don't keep up with what's going on in the bodybuilding and fitness industry for 1.5 fucking days, right? Day and a half. And I wake up this morning, and there's fucking messages, there's fucking text messages, there's emails, all this shit, people tagging me and stuff. Jerry, did you hear that Kevin Levrone has announced that he is coming out of retirement to do the Mr. Olympia this year? And I was like, no, I had not heard that. But so what is your opinion? I said, I'm not going to make an opinion, or I'm not going to make a statement till after I talk to Kevin myself to find out what's going on. So I did watch one of the videos. Flex Online had it. There was one, I think, on NPC News Online also. And Kevin makes a speech and he talks about coming out of retirement. Now, for those of you guys who follow me on Periscope and watch Periscope as far as, and also like Snapchats and even Instagram, I've been asked a question. We've been discussing on Periscope for the last probably maybe month. Is Kevin coming back? The questions over and over again. A lot of people asking questions. Kevin. And I said, I'll tell you guys when the time is right. I can't really talk about it. And I was a little coy about it. I didn't want to really, give one way or the other. But let me just start out by saying that basically, this has kind of actually been in the works since 2009. All right, which you guys may not be aware of this. Kevin had kind of stepped away from the stage and always, wanted to still win that Olympia title, and kind of stepped off the stage and retired. And, he was just doing his thing. He was doing the music thing, and, he was doing all these different things. And then he trained me for the 2009 Pittsburgh. And it was the first time he'd actually gotten back into the industry again and been to a show. And we go to the show, and he was looking at the new pros. They had, of course, all the Olympians. And he was like, wait a minute, these are the Olympians? He's like, wait a minute, I beat him. He's like, I think I could beat these guys if I really get back into it. And, he went back to the gym later on, actually that week. It was a couple days later, or the next day, he went back in the gym, and that's when his first transformation took place. So he went to the gym, transformed, and he said mentally he just wasn't able to get in that mindset of being a top-level bodybuilder, the best in the world. He just couldn't get that, because it's not the same as like you just go to lift weights. So that being said, he kind of transformed and then kind of, lost the weight again, and was always learning about new things, supplements, different diet techniques. He was kind of looking into all this new stuff that had come out. And of course, everybody wants to give him a helping hand, so they tell him about stuff. He started the supplement company, which again took up a bunch of his time. And then it was time for him to get back in the gym. So he had more time in his hands. Got back in the gym and started to grow again. So I talked to him, and we sat down and we talked about, his body was growing. He was like 250. And, I actually said this to him. If he watches this, I'm going to send him a link. He's going to see this. I literally just got off the phone with him about 10 minutes ago. I was like, you know what? You should do the classic physique Olympia. Like just busting his chops. Classical physique Olympia. And he looks at me, he's like, what the? You could see the fire in his eyes. He was squatting. He doesn't want anything but that Mr. Olympia title. That's what he wants. And, we talked about it. He said, I feel pretty good, but let's say if I can remain healthy. If I can remain healthy and feel good and train and do what I need to do to be able to actually compete on the Olympia stage again, I'm going to go for it. But I need to see if my body can even handle it. He hadn't really tested the waters to train like that and diet like that. So it really kind of was like up in the air. And like, you don't want to make that announcement and then your body, not be able to handle it or whatever the case may be. And then you look like you're copping out. So what he did was kind of keep his poker hand close to his fucking chest so that, in case he came back and, he had bad hips or whatever the case may be, he could just, just say, oh, I'm just training to train. And what happened was he had the CAT scan, he had the bone scan on his knees, and it came back with like 18-year-old fucking knees. So he was like, holy shit. So now he stepped back and was like, okay, I'm training almost full force again. Then it was like, if I can handle the types of weights I need to be that way again, then, it's really start thinking about it. Well, next thing you know, he's benching 405 for reps. And he's even leaving a little bit of the tank to make sure that like he's not pushing it too far, too fast yet. So he's being a little cautious. Well, everything lined up to that point, and like in the last couple of weeks, being able to train, being able to get the meals in, having that passion about being Mr. Olympia again, and then finally getting the bone scans back and the tests saying that you're like, a 25-year-old man. You have no problems whatsoever. And that was it. It was like the final nail in the coffin. It was like, I have an opportunity to do something that no one else has ever done. someone at his age from that era coming back to the Olympia to be the best they could in health-wise, how healthy he is, you know, it goes to show that, like, you know, in a different light that, you know, he's healthy even despite all the training and hard training and muscle tears and stuff he had. His body's still healthy after time. So, you know, of course, the announcement was made last night at the Pittsburgh, which I usually go to the Pittsburgh every year. I took a flight up to see my mom when, you know, on Friday. He made the announcement last night. I talked to him on the phone about 10, 15 minutes ago, and flat out, he said, I feel ready. He's like, I feel focused. I feel ready. He's like, I have stuff that I didn't really have available to me back then. He's like, I'm actually using my products, the Levrone products. He goes, and I'm training 5 whole months instead of the 3 months I would normally train up to the Olympia before. He goes, so I have time on my side. I'm about, I forget what he said his weight was, but he's like, I believe in my heart of hearts that I can do this. And he's sincere. He's 100% sincere. He believes that he can not only go to the Olympia and compete with the best in the world, but he actually believes that he can win. And, you know, whether or not that's how it plays out in the end, we'll see in September. But the bottom line is, his exact words were, we're going to bring some hardcore back to bodybuilding. I'm ready to rock and roll, and let's fucking do this. That was his exact words. And I said, you know, I've known him for since 2008. We've been pretty close since about 2009. And he's never lied to me about anything. He's always been super supportive, never bullshitted me about anything. You know, if I felt like I was getting ready for a contest, I wasn't there, he'd be like, you're not ready. You know what I mean? So, like, he definitely is someone that he's not going to lie to me when I ask him. And, you know, we're going to keep up with what's going on with him. I'll stay in touch with him. We're going to do a couple workout videos and stuff. You know, I think that, you know, watching him go into this contest with 5 full months at the age that he's at, it's going to really prove to people that age is a number. Okay? It's really not about age as in like a number. It's about your body. Like, I believe that there's mileage on the body. So if he had been training for the last 10 years hardcore, I don't know if his body would be able to handle this. His body's rested, it's healed, it's ready to grow, and it's responding like he took, because he took that 10 years or whatever off. So it's almost like he's fresh again. So be aware, guys, 2016 Mr. Olympia, Kevin Levrone, will be on the stage, confirmed by him on the phone 15 minutes ago. He feels 100% ready. And I, for one, think that this is really big for bodybuilding because there hasn't been anything really big that's come along in quite a while. And there's never been anybody that has come along from that era that decided to compete with it nowadays. You always hear the guys say that era was the best era ever. Like, you know, the only the best competed. The lineup was so deep back in the 90s. You always hear that. And, you know, you always wonder what it would look like for one of these guys to step up and stand next to the guys nowadays and see really who was better. Well, in September, we're going to find out what one of those guys from the 90s can do on stage against the new breed. Biosretraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biosretraining.com is a blog. It's the full-blown bicep, and we're out.